What's up, everybody? It's Heel Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Rhoda this week. Ooh, yeah. Man, it is playoff football, seasonal leagues done. Now we have playoff best ball. That is the best thing. And this is why I really want to do this podcast this week. So if you haven't been over to Dr. Rhoda, we have all sorts of college basketball rankings going on, NBA bets, all that stuff is going on. Last night, me and Fantasy Clown threw in two bets. I threw in a parlay, a three-player parlay. It was a plus 339, and Fantasy Clown threw in a plus money line bet. I can't remember offhand what it was, but it did hit as well too. So both hit. So me and Fantasy Clown, I can see what he's kind of doing. He's already got some bets in there and things like that. So again, if you're looking for basketball, that is why the subs only Discord is perfect. Plus, at Dr. Roto, we have all the write-ups, all of the visionaries things going on like usual. Of course, now football is kind of on its way out. We have less players to pull. So as you see, this episode, let's get ready to bring the pain. Oh, yeah. Woo. All right. Man, it's been a minute. Just had to get all jacked up and stuff. You know how we do it. So I'm going to give out my rankings where I think they are favorites, players that you need when you're doing these best ball drafts. Now, other leagues like the Scott Fishbowl Playoff League 10 that I am in, they only allow you to use one player the entire playoffs. So right now, if you think that you're going to use, like, if the Rams, like you think the Rams are not going to win, Vikings are going to come stomp them out, or say Pittsburgh's going to get stomped out, then maybe you go with some Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Get lucky. Maybe Pickens has a better game this week because, man, he was garbage last week. Yeah, Pickens, that was bad, dude. All those drop balls, even the one ball by the sideline when they went back at the camera, I was like, yo, he got it. That's not, oh, he didn't get it. And I was like, bro, I don't even know what to do with you, man. I mean, every catch you could have caught would have won me more money, but unfortunately, that's not the way it happened. So, gotta love fantasy football, right? But that is why so everybody's going to have their rankings. Mine is different, of course, and I'm trying to stay cool. But hey, I got some players. Sometimes getting a player, like if you get a player like Josh Allen and you can get him for at least 2 rounds, he might be able to put up more points. However, of course, a quarterback, let's say like Sam Darnold, if Sam Darnold, or I mean, that's what's kind of nice about not having the two teams off. You only really have to avoid two teams off per things. I mean, back in the day, first and second for both conferences got off. But now it's just the one. So you can just avoid those teams. However, you can use different strategies. Like right now in the staff league one, well, there's a couple other people that aren't staff, but we have one in the Dr. Roto subs only Discord. And right now, I picked 7th overall, so I got the turn. And I picked Amon-Ra St. Brown and Justin Jefferson. I figured if I could get Justin Jefferson against the Rams, even if the Rams win, I got him. But then I know that the next week I have Amon-Ra St. Brown coming in. So as long as he wins, now I got him for 2 weeks. However, if seedings happen in different ways and say the Vikings win and then they don't get matched up, of course, with the Lions, I could possibly have both Amon-Ra St. Brown and Justin Jefferson in the second round. And if they win that one, Detroit and Vikings would, in the Minnesota Vikings would be meaning in the NFC Championship game, and that would give me. So that's kind of the strategy. You definitely want at least some kind of a dark horse. Right now, Danger's talking about the Chargers. I really like the Chargers too. I think they can go in there and punk Houston, but Houston's looked like garbage up and down, and like Stroud's just been all over the place. Tank Dell gets lit up, he's crying, and it's just he's been like an emotional wreck almost. And then his fantasy points, it's literally not good at all. He had that weak game. I think last week he had 10 points, or barely 11 points on DraftKings. So when you're doing all this and you're putting it all together, these are all the factors. Again, know your scoring, know the league you're in, and exploit it. So That's why I said taking like Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now with that turn, I could have took Kyron Williams and Derrick Henry. I could have went with running backs. Of course, if the Rams and the Ravens got bounced, now I only have one running back left. So again, that strategy is if you have 2 first-round running backs or 2 first-round receivers, you might want to grab one of the off team receivers so that you have a backup plan. So actually in this league, when it came back around to my 3rd and 4th pick, I picked CJ Stroud and Nico Collins. So right now my team is CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Justin Jefferson. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody really does. But hey, that's why they play the game, and that's what we get there. But you're here for my rankings. I'm not going to give any kind of long explanation about this. Maybe a few words here and there. I really just want to keep it. This could have been an article, but I'd rather explain it so that you can understand it and talk about it, and then hit us up in the Subs Only Discord or on the X under @Heat Override. You can see it right there, right? You can do that. You can read. Right. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to the Ultra Contrarian Rankings. Oh, yeah. I even have Ultra Contrarian Rankings. What isn't Ultra about me? Yeah. Woo. All right. Number 1, Josh Allen. Need I say more? Points, 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 points. You get 2 games, 3 games out of Josh Allen. You get 4 games out of Josh Allen. You might win. That's an easy thing. Of course, this also goes with Jalen Hurts too. The Eagles, they look really strong. I know at times that they could play around, but it's really hard to beat that team all around. They're really, really, really good. I think Green Bay could beat them, and I think that really falls on Josh Jacobs. Again, we're going to go Josh Allen. We're going to go Lamar Jackson. I mean, the way that the Ravens were able to handle the Steelers, but it still wasn't that good of a game. They got up on them. Really, the pick six kind of just turned that thing around. So, you can't really credit Lamar to that, but you most likely think that the Ravens are definitely going to win this game because the Steelers have looked like poo-poo for the last 5 weeks. Jeez, guys, wake it up. Jalen Hurts, just talked about him. I love him. Definitely Philly is my pick of all. I mean, not my first pick. I want the Rams to go to the Super Bowl. So let's go horns up. Oh, yeah. I mean, we got the Dodgers already winning it. The Kings look good. The Lakers are competitive this year. So again, we have a lot of great teams in LA. We're going to definitely do it. I'm going to put Mahomes at 4. And I know that a lot of people wouldn't do that, but I'm putting Mahomes at 4. Again, the off week, he's going to come in. Kansas City's going to win that game, whoever they beat, whoever they play. They're most likely going to win. So you're going to get at least 2 games from Mahomes. Well, of all the quarterbacks in this, other than like Hurts, Mahomes, and Allen, most likely are going to move on to the next round. But that's where, other people can sneak in. Jared Goff, again, I put Mahomes and Jared Goff together. Probably could have put Jared Goff over Mahomes, but right now in the playoffs, I trust Mahomes more and the coaching more. Sorry, Dan Campbell, I had to light you up last year about that stuff. So just kick field goals, brother. Oh, yeah. So, all right, Sam Darnold, I love him. And I know that's the Rams are weak in the back end. Again, goes back to my Justin Jefferson pick. That's why. And so we're going to move along. Jaden Daniels is a little banged up. I expect him to play. Tampa Bay has a really good run defense, but it seems like the Redskins at times don't even like to use Brian Robinson, so they don't need to. They do have Austin Eckler back for this one, so with Austin Eckler, they should be able to exploit that coming out, his pass catching ability coming out the backfield. His play style does definitely fit playing against this defense a little better because Tampa Bay isn't good in the back end, of course. So that's why when you're looking at players like Terry McLaurin, who a lot of people aren't talking about, he's definitely getting in there. Baker Mayfield is definitely my next quarterback up. He's probably the easiest that's probably going to score a lot of points. Again, we're looking at Baker Mayfield at Washington, and I mean, the Redskins can't, the Commanders could win this game. Sorry about that. Sometimes things happen, right? They could, but I'm pretty sure Tampa Bay is moving on. The offense has been really potent all season long. A lot of people, including myself, have won a lot of money in DFS with the Tampa Bay offense. So why not go back to them? That's why he's there. We're going to go CJ Stroud. I think Houston's going to surprise a lot of people. Again, this doesn't go back to even my pick of CJ Stroud and Nico Collins. I think people are falling apart. Yes, the Chargers are going to rush him and they will get to him, and that will shake him up. But all it takes is one or two balls to get over that middle and behind the defense. Nico will be there, and he will haul that in for a very long touchdown. So if you want to play that bet, do it. 20 yards, 30 yards. Let's go. Yeah. You'll definitely want to check those betting articles out coming out this weekend. Justin Herbert. Danger loves the Chargers, and I know that I just talked up Stroud, but man, of all the upsets that could happen, I definitely think the Chargers can punk the Texans. And so therefore, in the way Herbert has been playing, I'm taking it all. McConkey's been on, Disley's been on. I mean, hell, Johnson finally stepped up. So with that, that gives you everything you need. Boom. I'm going to go Bo Nix. Buffalo is strong with their back end, of course, the safety secondaries. Their pass defense has been really strong. Running has been really bad for them. But the Denver Broncos have sorry running backs. They were like, Estemi. Okay. Yeah. They don't even care about that guy. Williams comes out of nowhere, 5 for 26. Nobody wants any of that. So when you're drafting, I am avoiding the Denver Broncos backfield. I am also avoiding the Green Bay Packers wide receivers other than Dobbs. And you should know why. If you followed my podcast all year long, you know that I'm always a Romeo Dobbs kind of guy. And if you haven't really looked at the games that he plays in, he's clearly their number one receiver at times. Although I do like Wicks. And Reed's just confusing with me. He feels like he should be the number one. He's not. So let's move along. Jordan Love, man, again, banged up. This isn't a good matchup for him. Philly can rush him. Nolan Smith and the boys have been getting to people. All right. The defense is going to get there. I want to really like Green Bay in this game, but I think Philly wins. Philly just wins this game easily. I mean, not so like a big easy game, but you could definitely see like a 24-17, a 24-16 kind of game where they just get a touchdown up. They kind of control, run the block, the timeout, and then game over. And then after that, that's it. I mean, we're going to go Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson right now, I do have him ranked as one of the lowest ranked quarterbacks. A lot of people aren't going to go for him, but don't be scared. A lot of people forget that the Ravens are susceptible in the passing game. If the Steelers receivers can catch the ball, and I'm not just talking about you, Pickens, I'm also talking about you, Austin, who loves to fumble at the worst times. Don't do that. You have to catch the ball and you have to do it. Plus, there's been a few times that you should have went up and got a few balls over the last few weeks. However, I love Austin 3. I'm going to tell you right now, that is definitely, if you have a bigger roster for the best ball leagues and you can get that 4th or 5th receiver and it's getting low, grab Calvin Austin. You'll love him. All right, let's move over to running back. So, number 1, Saquon Barkley, easily. Jahmyr Gibbs is number 2. I'm not even going to play with that game. He can take that week off, but you know that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get fed the ball, especially after he just destroyed my dreams last night. Freaking 3 touchdowns, bro. 3 touchdowns, bro. 2 nights ago. I can't even. I'm like, hey, I got James Williams. I should be okay. He didn't get nothing. I had a great lead. I was in the top 30. And then I was in the top 1,000. So, lost a few dollars on that one. But that happens. We're going to go Derrick Henry. A lot of people are letting him slip, but don't let him slip. James Cook is my 4th overall ranked running back. So definitely with the work that he's getting with Buffalo. Again, I don't like that matchup with Denver, though. So you got to be looking at it this way. If the Buffalo Bills can get past Denver, Denver's scary. Because the Buffalo Bills really don't have anybody that is a big-time receiver, right? So we don't even need to worry about Denver's strong pass defense. We don't even have to worry about all those guys. What we have to worry about right now is if they can run the ball, if they can move the ball. So here's a little game theory right now. I see this game being a little bit low scoring and defensive. So that being said, it looks like The Bills should win this game. And if the Bills win this game, it's going to be because of Josh Allen, of course. Josh Allen's going to have to make plays extended. Maybe someone bumps open like Keon Coleman for a long bomb. Buffalo is getting all their people back. Amari Cooper has a questionable tag on him. So they do have the team to go up on them. But the problem with that, going back to it, is that it's just going to be one of those games where it's going to be like a dredging game, like Denver, Bills. Defense is just taking over. But I don't doubt Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix definitely can make the moves. And this is a matchup. This is a great matchup for him because how Bo Nix has played over the past few weeks, even 5 weeks, with the running and the passing and all of the touchdowns, he's practically been like Josh Allen. So this should be it seems like it should be a fun and exciting game, but I think overall the defense is going to sit in there. That's why I don't like James Cook right now. So if you could wait around or get James Cook on a later round, grab him. All right, we're going to go Aaron Jones. I love Aaron Jones. Again, the Rams just get slammed, but recently the Rams have been playing really good. Well, I mean, their defensive line is amazing. So they have been playing a lot better defense over the last few weeks. They definitely have locked everybody up, just field goal games, left and right, low scoring, even games they should have definitely have had it. You would think they would have had more points, especially after the Buffalo game. And then it was like the Rams were like, all right, let's just play defense. So that being said, next guy, Kyren Williams. Look, I'm going to tell you this right now. Minnesota does have a stout run defense, but it don't matter. Kyren Williams gets volume. And if Kyren Williams and the Rams can get past Minnesota, you'll have one of the running backs left in the playoffs that's probably going to get 20 rushes. So that being said, having a player like that, if you go over 2 games and you can get anywhere from 35 to 40 rushes and maybe a few catches out the backfield. Now, Blake Corum not being there really does hurt. Ronnie Rivers is okay. Kind of brings it in. They did bring up Royce Freeman from the practice squad, so he is on the team. So that could be kind of like a sneak peek, a play late in the thing. If you, for some reason, have 4 or 5 running back spots, which most leagues are going 2, 3, 3, 2, and then maybe a kicker or a defense. But I don't, there's no defense on the DraftKings best balls, so we're not going to talk about that. All right, Bucky Irving. Man, Washington defense has been great, but Bucky Irving's been getting punked for the last couple weeks. I really think he's going to get it this week. He's going to be so sneaky. And in Danger's little subs only Discord, I'm going to grab me some Bucky if they don't come back around, because I don't have any running backs. So now I got to grab someone like Bucky, or I got to pray he makes it to me, because I think Mixon just went, but I'm going to end up with like Bucky and Dobbins or Robinson or Najee or Jalen Warren. But so let's just run out the rest of the week. Josh Jacobs next, Joe Mixon, Pacheco, J.K. Dobbins. Man, this dude always got some issues with him, right? Christian Otabe right now, definitely go watch him. He's probably going to play though. And I actually do, even though Houston's a solid defense, I just love the way that the Chargers use J.K. They can use him out of the backfield if they need to throw him the ball, but he just always kind of looks okay. But, man, right now it's all about that passing game. He's just in there getting his work done. But one thing they do is they always give him the ball near that goal line. He always seems to get that touchdown. So, again, if you think the Chargers are going to storm through the Houston Texans, then grabbing someone like J.K. Dobbins and getting him at least for a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks, is definitely a big, big, big bonus. All right, let's roll out. Brian Robinson Jr., Jalen Warren over Najee Harris, because in the playoffs, they're going to use Najee. But right now, playing the Ravens, it's Jalen Warren. So when you go to grab and you're doing these drafts, you're going to need to grab Jalen Warren, right? And then you could go Kareem Hunt, Rasheed White, and then Justice Hill, again, questionable. We're not going to worry about those guys. Let's hit the receivers. I see that the time on this is getting a little up there. I don't want to really take it out there. So I think I've talked enough about the game theory that when I start naming these players, you'll just catch on. Again, Amon-Ra St. Brown off. Justin Jefferson, again, Rams secondary. We don't have anybody that can cover him. He's going to torch us. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, throwing both those guys. If you can get one or two, if you can get both of those guys, most likely you won't. But if you can get one of those guys, definitely are going to get at least 2-3 rounds all the way to the Super Bowl, hopefully, because, I mean, The Lions can beat them. The Lions can beat them, but overall, Philly's going to slow that game down, and that's going to make it a lot different for the Lions. And Philly can go into Detroit and play. Plus, it'll be warm there. It won't be like if Detroit had to go to Philly where it's snowing in 20 degrees. So, we know how that would probably work out for Jared Goff. So, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Mike Evans, Puka Nacua, Nico Collins, Lad McConkey. We're going to go Jameson Williams, Jordan Addison, Terry McLaurin, Xavier Worthy, Khalif Shakir, Rashad Bateman, Jalen McMillan. You know Jalen McMillan's my boy. You know he's my boy. We're going Hollywood Brown, Amari Cooper, Keon Coleman, Cooper Kupp should definitely be up there a little higher. But right now, I kind of ranked him under a lot of those guys because he's got no work. He'll show up in the playoffs. I get it. But at this point, I'm not going to put a high draft on somebody that's going to get me 3 points. All right. I will get him later, but now I have no room for him. So that's just the way it goes. And then we're going to go D-Hop, Sutton, and then we'll go Pickens, and then Johnson, and then I'm going to go with my final little boy. I'm going to go Dobbs, and then I'm going to go Mims. Those are my rankings. So let's move over to tight end. Again, we're going to fly right down it, and then we'll just end this out, get it all done. I don't want to keep you again, and you definitely have to check out my podcast on Thursday. I will be doing my ultra contrarian lineup all the way to the Super Bowl. Last year, it was fire. I think I lost twice with FanDuel, and I hit every single week with DraftKings. So we'll just see if we can reduplicate that. But I mean, after this year, we're good, except last week. Injuries again, always up. All right. We're going to go Mark Andrews is number 1. We're going to go Dallas Goedert. Of course, Kelsey at that point, have that tight end come back out. Hawkinson. I love Hawkinson this week. I mean, we all know the Rams are horrible against the tight end, so Hawkinson is almost a must grab. If he's in this league when he comes back around, I'm probably going to grab Bucky Irving and Hawkinson. All right. Sam Laporta, Dalton Kincaid, Isaiah Likely, Zach Ertz, Tucker Kraft, Pratt Freiermuth, Disley, and Higbee, and Schultz. Now, I probably shouldn't have Likely in there. But the reason why I do work him in is he always gets that touchdown or 2 catches, or for sometimes the Ravens feel that they just need to give him the ball a lot. It's kind of like that Juszczyk thing in frickin' San Francisco. And even when Juszczyk was in Baltimore, he was annoying. And they always have a way of working in those other guys. And for that does make him a little more, because, I mean, what's Schultz going to get you? He's going to have a good game. Okay, let's do it. But you haven't been consistent. He hasn't been consistent. So we're looking at 3 for 42? I'll take a 1 for 7. Honestly, I'll take a 1 for 7 because that's still more points, honestly. So at this point, that's why he's up there. But of course, I'm going to tell you right now, the sneak, Tyler Higbee. Tyler Higbee, of course, he might not make it past 2 rounds, but Tyler Higbee, man, you saw that last week, the way the Rams used him. They kept him in there because they needed to get him ready for the playoffs. Of course, he got hurt late last year, but he's been coming on and getting his reps and his snap count up. So I'm just letting you know, that's your steal. And we're going to, after that, of course, Cade Otton, you have to watch him, and Noah Gray. He's big too. I mean, if Cade Otton goes, Cade Otton moves all the way up. I have Cade Otton down, of course, because I'm not going to play this game. It's Tuesday. There's hardly been any practices. So, again, these rankings definitely would change by then, but I think we're solid with the top 10, at least for each. So, get over to Dr. Roto, read all the articles, get ready for the Ultra Contrarian podcast. Coming out on Thursday. Also, head over to my Bring the Pain page and check out my interview with Simon Shackleton, aka Elite Force. I can't tell you how amazing that interview was, and it just allowed me to finally connect with him after 35 years of listening to him. Yeah, that long, people. It's been that long. All right, everybody, have a great day, and always remember to bring the pain. May the playoff points be with you. Yeah.